Guys, this is AgisFX. So today I'll be showing you guys a very simple strategy, support resistance and trend line breakout. But in this video, I'm only going to be based on support and resistance and how it also flips. Alright, maybe in the next video I'll treat trend line breakouts that also have break and retest. I'll also treat double top, double bottom, okay, and how you can trade it my way. Without doing too much or saying too much, let us dive right in. Trading is meant to be simple. It's not meant to be complicated. All right. So let's just dive into the chart. Now we all know, or some people might know, some people might not know. If we are buying, let's say price is moving up, it gives us like a retracement. Okay, now we would want to buy from this high. Okay, that is, if price breaks this high, we are only looking for buy entry at every high. It retraces again, breaks the high, we are only looking for buy at this high. It's as simple as that. It's not meant to be complicated. Okay, and same thing goes for the sell. Let's say price is selling, it retraces, it breaks the low, this is the low. So this area is where we'll be looking to, take a sell. This is the retracement. Price breaks this low again. So this is where we'll be looking to sell the market. Okay, it is very, very straightforward. And there is some things that sometimes price can do like this, which we have the change in direction. Price can give us a situation whereby it will be, going up, down, and price can immediately price break this low. Okay, definitely we are looking for reaction from either this zone. Okay, we are looking for reaction from this zone, and sometimes price can give us reaction at this zone. Okay, it depends. So we can also do something like this. All right, now I'll show you another example which is same thing. Now I'm going to be doing from buys to sells for now. So this was buy, price, sell, break structure. Now this is a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, price was meant to push above this high, but it failed and it swept the higher low. Okay, creating a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. Okay, so this new lower low signifies change in direction to the downside. Okay, so we can look for sell entries from these lows. Okay, remember when we are having a downtrend, we are only trying to look for sells at the low. Okay, now this one we have a high, a low, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, now price broke the higher low, which is right here. Okay, now this level, it's called a flip. Okay, which is a resistance. All right, so around this level you can see price broke this support. This support is resistance as well. When price flip above this support, this resistance, okay, it becomes support again. Then this high will also be the new resistance. Okay, some people can also say this as a type of double top, but I don't see it as a double top. Okay, the only thing I see it as is a resistance. You need to understand that. Okay, so one more time, this was the higher low, higher high, price broke the higher low, making it, from support it turned to resistance. Price heading back up here, the resistance will also turn back to support. Now this is the high, this that was this will become a resistance as well. Okay, that is if price doesn't break above this high, it will make like a formation. The formation can be like maybe bearish engulfing, gravestone doji, pin bar. It depends, can be bearish around me, whatever it might be, then it will start pushing downward. So this is one of the ways to trade support and resistance. This is also one of the ways to trade support and resistance. And in this pattern, this is the next low right here. So this is where we are looking to sell as well, meaning price should tap from here, okay, and come down. But sometimes price might not tap from there. It might actually just still come around here and come back here. Okay, so that is just like a resistance zone as well, right? So it is not hard once you put your mind to it. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it anymore. So same thing goes for the buy. So let's say we are about to buy. Let's say price is making lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high, then it breaks the lower low. There is a strong possibility price will come here, then it will start going up, okay? Because when we want to buy, we are looking to buy at every highs, remember. So this high again right here, we'll be looking to buy after the retracement. So price is meant to retrace around here and go up. Okay, it should not be complicated. Same way, let's say price is creating higher lows, lower lows and lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Then price break this lower high, indicating it wants to buy. Now price might not just come here, it might come directly to this place and push up. Okay, now what this simply means is this was the resistance. Okay, looking for sell entry. All these lows will be looking for sell entries, right? Looking for sell entry around this low. Probably price did not give us any indication that it wants to keep selling. Then it broke the lower high. Okay, now this resistance, this is a resistance. Price breaking it will make it turn to support. Okay, that's why our first mode of entry will be around there, and we're not just going to enter directly. There is a kind of confirmation, candlestick confirmation we need to use before we buy. Okay, so this high turning support, once price comes below it, this support has flipped to resistance. Okay, now this will become a kind of resistance, and this will become the support. Okay, the last line of support. I used to call it the last line of support to make it interesting. Meaning, if price doesn't hold here, if it breaks below this place, we are going to change our direction from buy to sell. Okay, so price can give us maybe bullish engulfing around here, bullish around me, bullish pin bar, or morning star, or different types, right? So it depends on what we are looking for. And sometimes we might have a situation whereby price is doing something like this. And it breaks above. Okay, now this is the advanced one. So most cases, what we price will come here. Then okay, now why did I say this? Let's say we are looking for buys at every highs. We'll be looking for buys, obviously. So this was a buy, price came down. So this move, okay, this move failed to take out this high. Instead, it created some kind of internal higher low, internal higher high, internal higher low, then the major higher high that broke this zone. Okay, now this will not be regarded. This one will be regarded. Price will always want to come here, make some kind of reaction, then to the upside. Same thing goes with the sell. Okay, there's also this. There are different patterns, but let me just go dive right into the chart so you can see and understand. Now, this is a Euro USD 1 hour chart here. We have how would I say it? We have different types of entry models. So, anyways, let me just start from here first. We can see price was selling initially. Now, support and resistance is not just a line. Okay, it's not just a line, it is a zone. So we need to understand where sometimes we need to put a zone and sometimes it might be a line. So, but in this scenario, this was our support that turned resistance right here. It turned price broke right here, so it's support here turned resistance, then price came up. Right now, I won't be regarding this as my resistance. Why? Because let me use this. I think it is right here. Sorry, I'm still a little bit new to. Alright. Now, this was the high. Come on, are you shy? This was the high. This was the low. This was the high. This was the low. Right? Then this was the high. And this was the low. So with all this, we'll be able to understand, our highs and lows. So this, I'm not regarding this one. So what actually happened was, this highs was around here. Okay. Now, this is the story behind it. Price failed, this retracement failed to come back to this resistance zone. Instead, it went lower. Okay, it went lower right here. So this was the support that actually broke. This was the support. It broke lower. Okay, so meaning price wants to keep pushing down, but there was no like confirmation for price to go. So then this was our high. You can see price broke high, it closed above it, meaning it wants to buy. Now price is changing direction. Now this is also why I told you, let's say price has been selling. Okay, so price passes this place. Sometimes it will not. This is the high it's meant to sell from. Okay, I mean sorry, this is the high it's meant to buy from. Okay, but instead it will come to this zone and it will start buying. Okay, so like I said before, this was the change in direction. Okay, and this was a resistance that turned support. Price came back down. This support turned resistance the moment price came back down. So this is a flip. So this is the major support zone. It's only when price passes, breaks below this level, meaning if price are come down, this support will turn to resistance. Right? So we need to understand these things. Now, price came down, okay, indicating that this is a resistance. There can also be a reversal around there, but it did not indicate that yet. So pushing on, we had our zone. This is our key level right here. So this was our support zone. And if we see what the price do, price gave a very nice bullish engulfing. So around this place, once price give this bullish engulfing, this is where our entry will be. Stop loss, you don't need to put it below the wick. Okay, I'll say my reasons later. So stop loss will just be around here, and you can aim. If I was to leave this trade, where would I have left this trade? I would have left this trade somewhere maybe around here. Okay, somewhere around there. Alright, So we had at least like 6.71 risk to reward ratio, which is amazing. Okay, so now price gave us this entry. We'll be looking for price to pass this high. Okay, so price passed this high, it came back down. We can also have another kind of entry here. Okay, so I'll explain that later. And you can see we had another high, low, high, low. I just want to be as fast as possible, and this was the zone and not just so we had this zone right here, we had this zone, and this is where we had a double top. So we had this high right here. Okay, and at this high, this was a double top. Remember, price created what I call, this was a very nice double top. Now, if you understand candlestick anatomy, okay, if you actually do understand candlestick anatomy, you will know that this is a sell. You can see price try to push this candlestick wick is buyers try to push the market up, but sellers had more power pushing the market down, and it closed below here. Okay, so this is a rejection. Okay, and this is also like, if you put this bullish and bearish candle together, this is like a harami. If you say you want to put this one alone, this is also like a pin bar. Okay, so it depends on how you interpret it. So once we see like a setup like this, a formation like this, at the close, this is where I would enter that is where I would enter my sell. My stop loss might be a little bit just above it a little bit, and my first take profit level would be around here, or where I would like to trail. Once price comes to this zone, I would like to start trailing my trade. Okay, so this is what price does. It comes like below this level. Okay, it gives us like this bearish candle kind of stuff and a bullish candle. Now, for us to understand that price has fully broken the structure, we need at least two bearish candles. But we only had one bearish candle, then a bullish candle, meaning it's coming back to grab more orders around here. All right, so if you see, it came back to this zone, grabbed more orders, and around here we had like a bearish candle break and another candle, at least two candles broke below it. So now we can actually trail our stop loss at break even. All right, now you can see we can decide to stop around here. So why am I stopping around here? This was a low, a high, a low. So if price take out this high, it's changing direction, right? So I will trail my stop loss to this place. So this is about 12.41 risk to reward ratio, which is not bad. All right, so let's trade as well. Let's say the more price is going, now I want price to come, you see price coming down here, I want price to sell from this level, this area of resistance right here. Okay, but price did not get to that place, which is fine. Price created a low, a high, and it broke this low. Okay, now I want price to sell from this area, meaning it came down, I want it to retest, come back here and start selling, but price did not do that as well, which is fine. Price created a lower low, a lower high, then a double bottom formation happened. So this was my zone, and what did I notice in the double bottom is price came here. I'm going to try my best to make this really. So price came here, you can see it touched this level. This was a harami pattern, okay, meaning price wants to push up. You can see this we had a very nice strong bearish candle body and a small bullish body. So this is a harami pattern, though this is like a double double bottom, then we had like same thing here. It doesn't have to be same thing anyways, you just need to have like a candlestick kind of formation, or bearish candle, a bullish candle signifying strength. Now because I need liquidity to sweep at least, if not all, the week, liquidity needs to sweep this place. So what do? This is where I'll enter from, so liquidity can finally sweep. Let me use right here. So I would enter from here. Since this is a double bottom and there is no other candle, I'll have to adjust my stop loss to a reasonable amount. And you can see price went from here. So this was a big move, right? This was a big move. It went as high as this. So that's just how it is. So in other sense, what I'm just trying to say is this. Let's say we have a resistance here, and let's say we have a support here. Now if I do this, let's say price comes down, this support return to resistance, meaning price can bounce here and keep going down, right? Now if price passes this resistance, this resistance can turn to support, retrace here and keep buying. Okay, if price gets to like a resistance up, it might decide to sell. If it breaks that resistance, the resistance can turn to support, give me some kind of confirmation, then buy. Okay, then price can also break that support, turning it into resistance and keep selling. So there are different ways and different factors, and I'll be doing a more broad video on this. I'll be doing a very broad video on this, on how to spot key levels properly. But this is just an introduction to support and resistance and how I trade and how you can actually trade it as well and test it out for yourself, see if it works for you. Alright, so see you guys. Make sure you share this video, subscribe and like, because I'll be dropping some really important and educational content on this YouTube. Alright, thank you so much. See you guys next time.